Did you guys see what Zack Snyder had intended for this Justice League trilogy? What he had planned after this? Have you looked at that?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh God, no. I have to try to explain this now, and it's so damn long. Right. So the broad strokes.
So you were hoping we knew. That's good.
I know. I should have just been like,
you have a lot more faith in us than we have in ourselves.
I know. This really is just showing me like, God, Tom, get off the fucking internet, will you? Like, so basically, there's an exhibit at the moment that's like, it's got some pretentious title, like the Dreamscapes of Zack Snyder or something, and he revealed the storyboards and the pitch of what the other films in this 5-film arc would have been. Now, I'm going to put disclaimer here. This was probably before any of the films had been made. It was probably before they had any idea of where this universe was going to go. But basically, the first film would have kind of ended the first Justice League seemed to be more or less the same. But then in the middle of it, like basically, you find out that while Superman was dead, Batman and Lois Lane had a romance. And because of that, when Superman comes back, there's a real awkward tension between Lois and Superman. It gets worse because the reason it's very awkward is because Superman is aware that Lois is pregnant. And not only that, Bruce does not know that the child is his. I'm going to put in a clip here of fucking Steve Harvey or whatever that show is, where you are not the father, because that is what he is told. The Flash is like, oh no, Lois is like, it's not yours. He says that to Batman, right? And then basically we have not Thanos. Oh God, I should.
1 second. Is Batman not the world's greatest detective?
Yeah, I know, right?
He doesn't know that the woman he's having sex with, who's having a child.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
anyway, he did have a kid. He didn't
child isn't yours. All right, cool, thanks.
Okay, cool. I'll take that at face value. He doesn't want to lose all that money, you know.
Just assume he's drunk the entire time. But yeah.
The other thing is like basically, Darkseid has come to Earth at this point, and Lex Luthor has assembled a league. The league he has assembled is all these characters that would have been in the solo DC films. So it would have been the Poison Lady from Wonder Woman, who's still alive in the Brazilian jungle for some reason. It would have been the Riddler, who was going to be in Ben Affleck's Batman, apparently. It would have been Snart from Flash, and I think there was another character as well. But anyway, that's his like Injustice League, as it were. And basically,
you mean a Legion of Doom?
A Legion of Doom, that'll work as well. Okay, so basically, the way the first film ends is that Darkseid ends up killing the pregnant Lois Lane, and as a result, Superman gets overtaken by the anti-life equation, becomes evil, and just lasers people out of existence, including Lex Luthor. And then the first film was to end. The first Justice League film would have ended with, I think this is the first, maybe we're in the second Justice League, I don't know. It would have ended with basically 5 years into the future. It would have featured that nightmare escape that we saw in Batman v Superman, where basically now Superman is evil.
I have a question real quick.
Man in the coloured hoodie has a question.
Eve, have you played or read the Injustice series?
Yes, I have played.
So for Luke, basically, Injustice is a video game that got a very, very good comic book series after it, where it's basically.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So it sounds like he wants to do that, but worse.
That's exactly what I said coming out of Batman v Superman, when it was like evil Superman, and Lois was the key, because of course that started when like Joker kills Lois, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, no, Batman or Superman kills Lois, but Joker used Scarecrow's fear toxin to make him do it.
There we go. Yeah, all I could remember was that Superman put his hand through Joker, wasn't it? So yeah, that's...
Yeah, he just rips him from the inside out.
That's what you want from your Superman on the big screen for the first time in like years, I guess. And anyway, yeah, so basically all the second film would have been in this nightmare scape, where like it's like this ragtag group of Justice League people, including Mira, Deathstroke, I think Deadshot maybe. But basically they have to kind of figure out how to survive. Oh, Cyborg is ripped in half as well, and Flash is there. But they can only... basically every I love how I'm just brushing over that. Cyborg's ripped in half and Flash is there.
Yeah, but that's how what a classic DC thing to do, though. Yeah, this happened too.
Yeah, but like, isn't it mad? Like, imagine like the second Justice League film. They're like, hey, it's not really the Justice League; it's this ragtag group of people. But like,
Yeah.
the whole
But like, can
thing
you imagine
that-
if they did the whole setup for the Avengers and then they flash forward to 10 years in the future where it's not them?
yeah, it would have been like doing the first
You know,
Avengers film and then jumping to Endgame and being like, figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, basically after that, they're allowed to like try once every year, I think it is, because of the position of the Earth. Flash can only go back in time once a year, so he has to survive basically,
Oh.
because they want to go back in time to the point where they can stop Superman from going nuts or whatever. And basically,
Is that the Lois is the key scene? So
I guess it didn't
Yeah.
explicitly say that, but that was my assumption. And again, I think this might have been pitched like before Batman v Superman was even
Yeah.
written, maybe. But I assume that's what it was. I guess that was enough for him to realize. But like, yeah, basically from there, Superman does manage to find them. Basically, they can't go out at night. This is another thing I didn't get. I don't think Zack Snyder knows anything about Superman, and this was evidence because he goes like, they have to be inside for nightfall because then that's when he's out. And I'm like, it's Superman. He's not a vampire. He can just be out any time of the day. Why is it night? Like, but anyway, so like they go back in time, and I'm brushing over a load of stuff here. Wonder Woman ends up back at Amazon. Arthur ends up being a king trying to unite all the kingdoms or something. And basically, no one was able to be there to stop Superman going crazy. But because they're able to go back in time, they're able to save Superman from going crazy, I guess. And the way they
Where's
do
Batman in all of this?
Oh yeah, Batman basically is the lead. Batman is leading the Justice League, but he gets killed by Superman in the nightmare scene, I think. And he basically, whatever happens, he sacrifices himself so that they can prevent all this stuff. So basically, the only thing stopping Superman from going crazy this whole time is the fact that Lois is alive. And also, they don't even give him that moment to be heroic and save it. It's Batman who basically makes that decision for Superman to be good again, because they managed to go back in time, stop all the League stuff from happening, beat Darkseid, and that's kind of it. And the end of the film, and this is all anyone's talking about, not all the weird apocalypse stuff. Everyone's only talking about this, is that basically, yes, Lois was pregnant by Bruce Wayne. The child is Bruce's. Superman is like, yes, I know, I always knew. They give a big hug, and that's the end of the movie. Until, and this is why I'm like, how the hell did you get Zack Snyder to build the universe? Because on paper, it's an interesting idea, not necessarily in a good way.
Yeah.
But he's like, we're going to raise that kid. Cut to 20 years later, and that kid is now Batman. 20 years later. So basically, there would have not been a Batman for ages. And if you were going to make sequels after this, it would have been like, hey, we're 20 years removed from Justice League. Now we have a new Batman. Oh, yes. And everyone else is 20 years older. But yeah, I'm not doing that justice, I don't
Would
think.
they have just had him take his father's name and he would have been Bruce Wayne, Batman, carry on?
I guess. The only thing I was like, the only way I could think of that possibly making sense would be if they did like a Batman Beyond thing. But even still,
You need
Yeah.
Batman for Batman Beyond.
yeah.
You can't do it without Bruce
No,
Wayne.
Like, I mean, again, I didn't do that justice. This is me jumping over what I read.
In fairness, I don't know if there's much more you could have done for it.
No,